Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here with your look ahead video on Sunday the 12th of July. Thanks again for watching. For the latest forecast for the next few days, check out Gary's fast forecast, which is online at weatherweb.net. Typhoons, they are blowing across China and Japan at the moment. The first one, which is Chanhom, has now started to dissipate as it's passing northeastwards through China, but it's this one here, Nankar, that's being watched very carefully as it tracks its way towards China over the next few days. Further typhoons developing as well, further out in the Pacific, ready to follow Nankar westwards over the course of this week. And we can pick up on the first Chanhom here. This is the typhoon that's passing its way northeastwards, but just watch what happens by Thursday as we see Nankar here starting to head towards Japan, crossing the central parts of Japan by the looks of it through Thursday, Friday and into Saturday, actually becoming quite a slow moving feature, although it will weaken significantly by Saturday. But it is a super typhoon and we could be finding gusts of over 150 knots as it hits Japan during Thursday or Friday. Always much uncertainty though, so keep tuned for the rest of the week. We'll give you an update on that. Now, closer to home, high pressure of course has been the focus of things for the end of this week. It's causing me a few twitches because the models are jumping backwards and forwards as to exactly how they see the high build in. Just to recap, what I'd gone with was on the 15th, plus or minus a few days, a build of pressure that would last for 4 days, possibly even up to 5 days. That's what I went with. This is what the latest GFS is trying to hint at. The noise you can hear in the background there is the weather wolf, who gets far too excited look at the mention of high pressure. But there it is, down to the south of the UK here, to the west of Iberia. This is the chart for Saturday, the ridge across the south of the country. Doesn't have that high for very long, and then look what happens as we get towards the end of the week though. A bigger high pressure area building in by the end of the week after next. So this is Friday the 24th. And that high hanging around into the early part of the following week as well. This is Tuesday the 28th. Have to say I'm not sure this is the way things are going to progress. And given the GFS's recent performance, well, you'd have to question it. But it's not only the operational, which this is, it's also the ensemble, which keeps the high at bay. These are the cluster forecasts for Saturday from the GFS ensemble, and you notice that all of them, look, every single one has the idea of the low north of Scotland. So very, very strong agreement through the various members of the GFS ensemble that on Saturday the lows to the north, ridge of high pressure to the south. These charts from weatheronline.co.uk, by the way. And then for Thursday the 23rd, well, would evenly split 50-50 between the idea of a chilly northwesterly or a ridge of high pressure building through the UK. It's a 50-50 split between the members. And then by Sunday the 26th, the cluster's trying to go with the idea of high pressure being in control. It's on a cool north to northwester though, look, and we've got 40, 60, 75% of the clusters then going for the idea of the high building, 25% going for the idea of low pressure being close by, all of them staying on the cool side. So certainly the GFS ensemble really does want to go with the idea of continuing mix for the coming couple of weeks before high pressure builds in. And the CFS is far less high happy today as well. This is week 1 from the 12th to the 18th, so this is this week. Look, lower than normal heights towards the northwest, bringing that lower pressure higher, down towards the southwest and south of the country, bringing a southwesterly flow, dry conditions across southern parts of England, but more unsettled towards the north and towards the west. And then week 2, showing a big trough off towards the east of the country, ridge building in the Atlantic, but still this cool north to northwesterly flow. So it tries to get the idea of the high building in for a few days, not across all areas though, mostly across southern parts. And then week 3 sees near normal heights, lower than normal up towards the northwest, but generally near normal heights, so on a mainly westerly flow. And into week 4, then tries to get the high building back in. Again, not sure this is correct. That looks like an Omega high shape there. If that did get in, that would be in for a while, but I have to say this is the one that brings most of the question marks. It has to be said that the Chinese really does want to stick with the idea of low than normal heights through the next 30 days. This is the forecast from the 11th of July through to the 9th of August. And you notice here, look, quite a strong jet blowing through the country, higher than normal heights down towards the south. So it really does want to keep the idea of conditions being generally nearer normal through the remainder of the month into August. Doesn't really see those areas of high pressure. So generally, I think this idea of sticking with high pressure building in for a few days at the end of this week is a reasonable one. I don't think the GFS has quite got it sorted out just yet, but it does have to be said the model's now falling in line, not seeing this high. This is the ECMWF for midnight Saturday into Sunday. Yes, there's a ridge look across the south of the country here, but low pressure off towards the west of Ireland, west of Scotland, and more of a mixed southwesterly flow. So, am I going to be bust on my forecast of the high building in for a few days? It's not looking particularly great, is it? We'll have to monitor it over the next couple of days and just see what happens. I've got to say, though, just at the moment, I certainly don't think it's going to be fair across all parts of the country. Yeah, it may improve across the south, but compared to what we're going to have this week, but really you've got to doubt it being fair across all parts of the country. And hey, you know, we don't shy away here at WeatherWeb. If there's something not going according to plan, we'll tell you about it, we'll show you it, we'll highlight it, and we'll try and point out where we went wrong and what that means for future conditions. Of course, that leaves us open to criticism, but hey, that's the way that it is, isn't it? We'll take it as it comes. Okay, I'll leave you with that for now, but whatever you're doing, thanks again for watching. Keep the sun shining, and bye for now.